testing out some new intro music to the Who Do You Know Joe show featuring Joe. Welcome everybody to a special edition. This is going to be an interesting one. This is the I guess the official interview of Stereona? Fissile? I don't know, but we have our two power couple of the Discord on the show tonight. We have Fiona and Stereo Missile. Not much to talk about. Happy Easter, everyone. He is risen. He in the scenario is me and my ratings. No real time. Game of Thrones is on tonight, so we're doing a special Sunday edition. And I wanted to start this a little early because Game of Thrones is on tonight, and I realized the time we had originally set up would maybe fight that. And I know there's millions of people out there who want to listen to this, but they also want to get their Game of Thrones tonight, so we're going to start a little early tonight. And no more banter from me. Let's get right into our guests. If you would like to unmute yourself and welcome to the Brown Machismo Show. I keep doing that. It's not the Brown Machismo Show anymore. It's the Who Do You Know Joe Show. Welcome.
Welcome. Hi. So
that was one butchered intro by me. It's going to get much better from here, everyone. As I say that with some dead air. Welcome, everyone. I had a lot of Easter candy today, so I'm all jittery. So that's why it's going a little off the rails a bit. But it's early. We'll rein it back in. So welcome, Stereo and Fiona. How are you today?
I feel great, thank you. Wonderful. What about you, Joe?
I'm doing all right. I just got home from having Easter dinner with my folks. Watched a little Phillies with my dad and tried to explain to him what Overwatch was, and it didn't go great. He was just like, what are you watching? And I'm like, oh, it's this game about people working together to doing things, and I don't think he thought it was dumb, but he was definitely like, hey, I'm definitely too old for this. So other than that, it's good day, relaxing.
That's a boatload to explain, understand.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even attempt. I briefly got into what goats was, and he was just like, I could see his eyes were just glazing over. So Fiona is is now a repeat guest, but this is the first time that we've gotten to talk Stereo, and we talked a little off air a little bit about how you wanted to go as. So I'll let you decide how the world should know you. Do you want to go by your gamer tag or your birth name?
So I wanted you to present myself as Stereo, but I'm fine with you calling me by my birth name, which is Pierre.
Pierre.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my disgusting American Philadelphian accent will not be able to get the beautiful French Canadian sound of it, so I'll just go with Stereo for right now. Now, how do you pronounce missile? Is it missile or missile?
I don't really know. I don't really use that name in real life. I just type it out. I guess we'll say it was Stereo Missile.
Thank you. Because I put in the Discord what your couple name should be, and everyone I said Fissile, and they were like, that sounds like Fissile, like they're gonna fizzle out, and that was me, and I just yelled, that's you projecting about their future. I'm a big believer, so I'm saying Fissile.
Is that the one that won?
What's that one?
Yeah, I know you put up some.
It was.
I don't know which one won.
I don't remember. I won. I voted for myself a million times.
So it's
Stereo not one.
Stereo not.
It was. I think if somebody put Ferio. I think I put Steona, and then I said Fissile. But everyone thought I was saying. Ginger wants it to be Stereona. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's a good one too. Remind me, Connor, to give you an inspiration for tomorrow. He's in my D&D game, and he is Red Sand Johnson, so he gets a little bonus for a good name.
To be fair, I think that's the best one.
Yeah, probably.
Soul here says Canadian isn't a thing.
Who says that?
I'm reading in the Discord. I don't know who she's responding to, because she's also a fellow Canuck. Oh man, there's two people to talk to today. I don't know who I'm going to go for. Fiona's been on the show before, so I'd like to get to know a little bit more about you, Stereo, and I also want to get to know about the couple and how everything kind of came about. And it was kind of a surprise seeing that on there. I didn't realize that this Discord was becoming a little bit of a Cupid's resort of sorts. That's a good thing, though. I think it's great.
I think calling it a Cupid's resort might be a little bit of a stretch.
You got 2. I got 4.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, I guess nobody knew about me and him either. And I guess Sun and Dan came out of nowhere, so.
And I love myself, so that counts.
Yes, it does.
It does.
All right, so I guess the big question right first is how are you enjoying America, in particular Georgia?
Question. This is, to be entirely honest with you, this is the first time that I'm in America.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect that to be in Atlanta, not at all.
It's a hell of a state you picked to go to first.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hell of a state you picked to go to first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're from Quebec, right?
I'm from Quebec, yeah.
Okay.
That's naturally other conversation point, but yeah. So, I'm not that deep. How can I say this? I'm not out of my element too much because I feel like Canada is still really close to what America is. There's a few differences, like I guess the fire hydrant.
I saw that. I had never seen a non-red fire hydrant myself. So you were like, why is it yellow?
I don't know.
I don't think that's a real fire hydrant. It might be full of pee.
Oh my
god.
Hey, you never know. It's Georgia. Sorry.
Oh my god.
So how was your trip? How was your so you flew from Quebec all the way to Atlanta. You got lost. You tell me you got lost in the airport. So what was it like? What was it like getting on the plane?
I got lost to another airport too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I had the layover to Toronto and I had no idea what to do there.
Mm-hmm.
I had to ask like a few person to tell me, hey, where should I go? Because Toronto airport is massive, and Atlanta is even massiver. More massive. And yeah, I guess I could tell you about my trip.
Yeah, go ahead.
I went from Quebec I went there around 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oof.
Fucking early. Sorry about
Oh, I just lost all my monetizations, but it's okay.
Okay, all right. I'll try to keep it.
No, it's fine. You go. Fuck it. Do whatever you want to do.
Okay.
You're in America. These colors don't run.
America, fuck yeah.
One of us. One of us.
Oh. So I got there at 4 o'clock and I passed security like really easily, and I spent my time snapping Fiona during that time. I got on the plane. It was the first time I got on the plane.
Oh.
Which was kind of scary. I got at Toronto around, I guess, 8:30, and I almost got lost there. I almost got refused at the border security to USA because I bring some food items, and I was dumb enough to declare them. So at the automated passport checkup, they refused me right away. I had to go to like an office to pass another checkup, and I was really stressed because I was about to lose my flight to Atlanta, and I basically just told the guy, okay, I have 2 food items. This is and it's heavily recommended, I guess. I just told him I have tea and literally maple syrup, and said, oh, okay, that's all you got. All right. And he gave me my visa, and everything was fine from that point.
Oh,
but I still wasted like an hour and a half on this because I had maple syrup.
Damn.
Yep.
He almost denied you because you had maple syrup with you? Holy shit.
Yes. I mean, I'm Canadian. That should be expected.
Yeah, I would have kicked you out if you didn't bring it.
Exactly.
Oh. So okay, so you passed the security check with your illegal contraband of maple syrup and what was the other one? Tea.
And what?
Tea?
Sorry. Tea. Yeah.
Yes, he brought me tea.
Canadian tea, that's a delicacy.
Hey. Yeah. I guess you could call this.
So you brought all that in, and how was the flight to Atlanta?
It went fine. There was a lot of turbulence in the last 30 minutes, and I was getting quite over my head because I was getting stressed because I was going to meet Fiona, and I didn't know if I was going to die in the way too.
Man, what a way to go!
You tell me.
So you made your flight in, and you're talking about you're being nervous. Fiona, I gotta imagine. I read your Discord messages about you being nervous too. What was it like knowing that he was on his way?
I won't lie. I was trying really hard to downplay my panic. I just mostly wanted to distract me because I kept pacing around. I kept worrying. I even left earlier than I needed to. I got there probably like an hour early.
Damn.
And he sent me a message at his last one. I said, I'm going to go ahead and leave. And he said, my flight's not for another like 30 minutes. Don't leave. And I was just like, oh, well, too late. I don't want to be waiting at work. So I just stayed around for like an hour. And I kept talking to Ben saying, distract me here. I need somebody to make me get over the fact that I'm going to vomit if I don't.
Oh, boy.
And then he said he landed. And I'm like, okay, well, where are you? Everybody knows that saga, which is we're both lost. And instead of like Perry said calling, we were just like, nope, let's just talk over Discord until we figure this out.
It's a modern romance story. Getting lost in airports, not calling each other like adults. It's one of the more millennial romance stories I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Phone number 2, just didn't use it.
Oh, man.
This is not my first instinct to call a Canadian boyfriend.
So when you finally connected up, was it one of those things where like you ran into each other's arms? Did you pick them up like a figure skater and twirl them around in slow motion? Like what was it like actually like meeting? I gotta imagine that's some like a special thing.
Well, as I understand, it was a little bit delayed because apparently he saw me, but I didn't immediately see him. I was still telling everybody that I couldn't find him. And so I randomly look up and he's like a foot away from me. And I'm like, where the did you come from? And he's just like, hi. I was like, don't hide me. Where have you been?
You should have said, oh, I came from Canada. Oh, that's creepy. So you just like stalked her for a little bit. You're like, okay, here we go. This is it. Here we go. This is it. And then eventually creeped up on her and be like, hello.
That's mostly what I had in my head. I was like, okay, this is happening. I'm walking. Okay, walking, one foot up in front of another. And yep, that's about it.
When I finally did see him, though, I think for literally, I had to blink because I saw him and I stared. It was like almost, I told him that, just I think the other day that when I saw him, it was the haziness where it's like a moment where you don't quite expect to happen. Mm-hmm. It's, I was in love with him and I knew that he was coming, but it still didn't feel real up until that moment right then. And then it was right there. And I didn't cry right then. The crying came later. I thought I was going to cry when I saw him, but I did cry later, though.
Aww. That's adorable. You cried because you found your Canadian.
Yes, I did.
That's adorable. Wow, that was quite the saga to follow. So I'm glad I'm getting more of the details about where it's like getting kicked out, turbulence, and then just stalking. Oh, it's beautiful. So when you landed and you met up, like what was what'd you do first? Besides obviously saying hello and embracing.
Yeah, nervous again then, I guess.
Yeah, and then we kind of made out right there. So, and I think for like a solid minute, we just tried to see who was going to squeeze each other harder because it was just him being right there. It was. I don't want to cry right now. Jeez, I want somebody trying to do this to me.
You can cry if you want.
No, I'm not going to. No, I don't.
No.
Tears are for the weak.
Oh, well, I'm very weak then because I cry a lot.
I have this weekend too. I won't lie.
Oh, hold on. Connor says, "Oh my god, I just thought of a pun. Stereo and Lennet."
I don't get the pun, my dude.
I don't either.
I'm taking away that point of inspiration. In fact, I'm going to kill your character tomorrow.
Oh yeah. For the record, I was just about to say that I didn't cry. I was just shaking so much from low blood sugar that.
Is that why you were shaking? I remember you just kept like staring at me and like shaking a little. And I was just like,
You couldn't tell if it was love or a diabetic shock. A little bit of A, a little bit from A, a little from column B.
Yeah, and I kept reminding I had to tell him like 4 times. I was like, I love you, and then we're kissing, and I was like, you need to tell everybody you're alive, and he's like, I will later, and I was like, everybody thinks you're dead. Tell them you're alive. So that's why he was like, no, we're good.
Wow.
Yeah, we're good.
So what did you do? What did you do after that? Like, okay, you've been there for what, like 6 days now?
4 days?
5 or 6, 4 days, really?
Yeah, Thursday.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a
really? I thought it was earlier than that. So, before even meeting up, like, I guess we should really go back to the origin of how you two started hitting it off.
I guess it's technically a twofold story because there's Harry's end of things and then mine. What
Oh,
do you
good.
Hmm.
You got plenty of time.
So, ooh,
think?
I guess I should have expected something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So my story. I guess the cross began in the other server. I was looking at her from afar, and through my aloofness and stoicness, I didn't really feel like trying anything.
Mhm.
I was also out of a relationship that ended literally a week before I joined the server. And I guess a cross happened from there, little by little. And I didn't even thought about doing anything before, like, I guess, like 8 months later. She told me something like that she was afraid that she was bothering me when she was talking to me because I was always so reserved, shy, not trying to say anything too much, and that sort of kicked my ass a bit. Okay, I should be more open and try more because she's really friendly with me, and I'm not realizing anything about it until then.
I even still have the messages
Oh,
pinned so that
yeah.
I can go and trace back. It was the day before Valentine's Day that he told me that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So what was it? Just the abusive emotes, the constant haranguing of people? What was it where you're like, yeah, she's the one? Was it the penguin one that I was getting in the head by the police officer diva? Because that would have been one that I was like, yeah, it's really that's
Could you
someone's
repeat
a person.
the question? I think I lost it.
What was it? What was it that really made you be like, oh yeah, she's great? Was it the constantly abusing emotes? Was it the constantly yelling at people on the server? Was it her world-class mercy plays? What was the one thing where you're like, I can't put a pin on it, but something about this person I'm all about?
Oh, I guess it's just her attitude all the time.
Mhm.
That's the first thing that got me. I love people with so much attitude and
Was it because of like your reservedness and her outgoingness? Where it's like I always picture where people kind of fill in gaps of like, this is my personality and you help me do better at this. Was like the outgoingness something that was really like drawn you to Fee?
I guess
Fee, I want to have the same questions for you too. So if you want to get a chance to think of your answers.
I'm sure it helped a lot, but now that we're together, I think we feel that we're actually really, really similar and
Mm-hmm.
like painfully similar in
Mhm.
almost every way.
Well,
the main difference is that she extroverted and I'm introverted.
Yeah, because technically that's not too far. Because I'm an ENFP and he's an INFP.
So you're fellow INFP.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. I like that one. The idealist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I took that test and I got both I and E, so I understand both sides of that. But that's cool. I didn't realize you two had that much in. I don't particularly know you all that well, but I didn't know you had that much in common. That's incredible.
Yeah.
We do.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. I think that surprised us both the most as we started to get to know each other more.
Sophia, I guess same question to you.
I can actually remember to the day that I had a crush on him, and then I have a couple of dates just because I made a point to remember them.
Mm-hmm.
It was when I first started talking about him. I realized that I had a crush on him in probably like middle of November, but it didn't kind of really reach a point for me where I became like consciously aware of it until right about the time that we made Overwatch Syndicate, because he sent me a message that I'm just going to read to everybody just because I still have it.
Can you do it in his accent though?
I can't do that, unfortunately.
All right.
But he actually told me that if I ever left, that he would probably follow me. What did he say?
No, this is from November.
Yeah, I said, here, why don't you read it? Right there. He said it on December 18th. Yeah. And that was the day that I realized that what I felt was a little bit more than I'd felt for a long time.
So I said to her, if it comes to a point where you have to sit down and you have to leave, I will do the same. It wouldn't be the same without you. That's what I said to her.
And that was right around when we were making the new server, so everything was kind of a little on awkward ground. Like I felt really insecure about things. And that's what I told him. I said, I just want to be with people I love. I was like, that's why I like you. I was like, you make me happy. I was like, I don't even care if you agree with me. Your heart's in the right place. That's why I like you. It always has been in the right place. I've never had to question that. And that was the day that I realized that I liked him more than I probably should have.
It's adorable.
Yeah, and I actually ended up telling Khan in like middle of February. That was the point where, like, since Khan's listening, I'm going to mention it, and he knows all this, is that I think it was like early February where I told him, I said, I have a crush on someone. And he guessed who it was. Like, holy shit, Khan, am I that obvious? And he's like, well, no. But around the same time, we started to get Stereo to play with us more. I'm scared. I want to call him Pierre, but I'm afraid it's going to confuse people.
You can call him Pierre if you want.
And I started to notice, I even told Khan because I noticed Pierre doing things that made me wonder if he liked me too. You mind if I mention them?
Yeah, do it.
Okay, so it would be like he would be playing in games with us and like quick play games and compliments, and he plays Diva, and Diva has the heart emote spray. So I would put down my Mercy spray, and he would always put that Diva heart over it, and I'd always think, oh, that's kind of random, but he did it so often that I mentioned it to Khan one night. I said, I think I'm going crazy, and he says, why is that? And I said, I see him doing this, and I want to think it means something. And it did mean something. It did mean something.
So Box and Ginger are in the chat right now, and Box says, "Oh my god, OMG, Fee and Stereo's voices are so cute. I love y'all so much." Semicolon W semicolon. I think it's a crying woo thing. I gotta leave, but hey. And Ginger says, "I called it." And Box Shan says, "Pierre, oh my god, a good quality name."
This is so weird.
The record. Besides, I'm sure people won't know this, but he actually confessed first.
Aww.
As aggressive of a person as I am, he confessed first.
Now, did you coerce a confession, or was this?
No. We were talking about, like, I told him specifically. I was like, I like getting to know you, but I feel like you try to keep so much of yourself at a distance from me. Mm-hmm. And he was just like, do you want me to tell you more? And I was like, well, that's up to you, isn't it? And I was like, you don't have to try and worry about your presentation. Why do you do that? And he finally said, because I like you and I want you to like me. And I said, do you want to know a secret? And he said, what? And I said, I already liked you.
Aww. It's adorable. It just makes me worried about all the times that when I'm playing with the greens and Nova's our resident diva, he puts his heart on everything. Like, oh no, does he like me too? I don't know if any of the greens are listening, but watch out. I'm gonna try and keep note of who looks at my sprays. Oh, that's adorable. I'm all about it. So when did the trip to America begin?
What do you mean
To actually get to meet each other? Like when did that kind of like, was that like a spur of the moment, or was that kind of like a like, hey, I have this time off, I have this, are you free this time? Like I want to know what it was like getting to the chutzpah to really come to America and meet P.
So when I was like almost 2 years ago, I was planning to go to France with my then ex-girlfriend. Well, plan, like we just talk about I'm going back to France, and I told her, what about I follow you for vacation? So that was on my mind. And then we broke up, and this kind of, the idea got stuck in my head. I wanted to go on a school trip with my school, but then it didn't happen. I wanted to maybe eventually go to America just to meet probably OS people, overseas people, and like I was planning to get my passport for this, and just get a backpack and go around America and meet people. That was the plan. And
so you were just going to do a loop, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was just going to a loop. Maybe go to Atlanta to meet Perry, to meet Fiona. Go around, I guess, Texas and Oklahoma to see Con, and maybe go to SF to meet Ben and watch Overwatch League.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, this kind of things, but nothing was really planned or anything, or I didn't really talk about it with, I guess, any people. There was just a thought out of my mind because I wanted something crazy, and then I just started dating Fiona, and that just seemed so fitting. My crazy thing that I wanted to do was to meet her.
Oh, I just got a message from Connor that just says, Stary would not like Oklahoma, LOL. But that's great. Like getting a trip together. You're going to do like a whole country thing, and you're like, I'd rather just go to one particular place. Anything that's not Oklahoma. But that's great. So you've been here for a couple days now. What have you all done?
I'm leaving tomorrow morning.
Ooh, that's gonna be rough. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
Oh, you shouldn't be wasting your time talking to me. You two should be together. You only have a couple more hours together.
Yeah, but we really wanted to do this.
Okay, I'm part of this relationship now. I'm the glue. So what have you been doing on your days together? I saw the trip to the aquarium. What else have you been showing them the ropes of Georgia?
the ropes of Atlanta, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, that's where we've been. Is places in Atlanta. Like we went to the Hard Rock that's in Atlanta because it's not far from the aquarium. So that's where our first picture was. It was from outside the Hard Rock, and then we went to the aquarium, and then we were gonna go to the Vortex, but we both kind of got exhausted by the aquarium. So
what's the Vortex? The
Vortex is this really interesting looking sort of, I guess, punk metal type of bar that's in there's one in Midtown and one in Little Five Points. We're gonna go to the one in Little Five Points because it has like a giant skull with like spinning eyes and stuff. I saw it and was like, he'd love this, but we never got a chance to go.
Aww.
So
well, maybe next time.
Yeah.
There's so many things that we wanted to do, but
yeah.
the energy and time is not there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
know.
understandable.
And we just spent mostly a lazy day, and I think that's probably been my second favorite day other than the aquarium.
Mhm.
The fact that I was just here with him.
When are you going to Canada?
I have plans to go to Canada as soon as I get my passport. I already put in my name change, which people in the server already know about. And so when that's done, I can get my passport in like 2 to 3 weeks.
Mhm.
So I'm shooting for around October,
Oh, that's cool.
maybe September if I can get it earlier, but at the very latest, it would be like middle of October. And then we've mentioned me going again in December. Since I don't really like my family,
Mhm.
I want to meet his family.
Oh, cool.
The holidays are usually a good time to do that.
Very cool. I'm excited. This is giving me positive energy. I'm really liking the vibe you two have for each other. It's great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess we have so Connor submitted a shit ton of questions.
Of course he
And
does.
he's currently also in the chat. So let me see if I can get some of his questions. Oh, he says a Death Grips bar. Speaking of which, I think they performed there last year.
I hate you. Stop with this stupid death group.
Well, okay. Well, the first question he asked is Death Grips related. So let's get it. He's like, you might like this song. I turned it on for 2 seconds, and I'm like, I already don't, and I haven't listened to him since. So the question is, if there was a Death Grips song to describe your relationship, what would it be, and why would it be? You might think he loves you for your money, but I know what he really loves for you. It's your brand new leopard skin pillbox hat. Con, by the way, this is just a quick throwaway question. How do I ban people from the internet? Like, I would ban him from Earth.
That would not be lost from anything.
All right, so that was maybe the worst sentence I've ever said in my life. That entire song, So the next question he asks is Con here again for both.
Can we just skip all the grip? Sorry, but can we just skip all the Death Grip?
Yeah, it's the only one he had. I would not read any of them anymore.
Okay, only one. Okay, all right.
It says, "What has been your favorite moment in the relationship thus far?" Oh, prosper thus.
Indeed.
All right, you're back on Earth again, but you're on your last legs. So the question was, what has been your favorite moment in your relationship so far?
I guess the meeting.
The meeting. Mine was probably because that's the thing is I drunkenly told him that I was in love with him. That was probably mine. Is because it was like the first time I'd ever like seriously cried in front of him, and I was just like I was terrible because I even told Con, I was like, I think I'm gonna do it and it's too early. I said I can't do this, and then Con was like, don't worry about it. And I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna do it. And then I called him because that's what we do is we snap on Snapchat. So I was just like, I think I'm in love with you, and I'm sorry. And he was just like, and he felt bad, yeah.
What I told her is, I want to say it back, but I want to say it back to you in person.
Aww. What a guy.
I wanted to tell him in person too, but I got drunk and couldn't hold it in.
That's fair. That has an asterisk next to it. Then it's like the trial run. It's fine.
Yeah. But I told her back right away anyway.
Aw. That's so cute. I love it. The next question that he asked, that's the next one in his arsenal of questions was there a small action or single moment that made either of you realize they are the one for me? Con again, there's a few more for me in here.
Thank you. Sitting in the cute he flushed though. Notice?
Yeah. All right, I'm taking away his one of his negatives. That's a nice thing that Connor did.
Yeah. So I think the moment that I realized it is when I realized that Fiona made me like my name,
Yeah.
Stereo or Pierre?
Pierre.
Oh,
That's why he had everybody call him Peter, is he didn't like Pierre.
oh, Pierre's a good one. I like Pierre.
Thank you.
I know, but it's just so generic in French, and I was like, it's just so simple and boring, and everybody's called Pierre, and I was like, I don't like it. And that was my opinion for, I guess, 28 years.
Mhm.
And Fiona made me, she made me change my opinion about it.
I can understand that. I mean, my name's Joe, which when I was in like the second grade, I had like 6 Joes in my homeroom. So it was just I think Joe fits me personality wise, but it's never been my favorite name. So I can respect that someone like my name's stupid. You call me Stereo, but I also that's why I don't people call me Brown anymore because I just call me Joe. It's fine. I've gotten over it. So yeah, I guess your couple name should be Fier then.
Pierre,
Fier, right?
or Pierrona.
All right.
Yeah.
That's fair.
What about just Pierre and Fiona?
Pierre and Fiona. Okay, I like that too. I would watch that movie. That sounds like a nice little like romantic comedy, starring like Kate Winslet or something. I like it. The next question we have again from
Should
Colin.
I answer it?
Yeah.
Oh, yo, yeah. Well, I'm sorry.
Mine is actually on display for everybody. So, I mean, anybody that's got Discord open and wants to take 2 seconds, it's actually, and you're gonna laugh so hard that I say, it's an Omnic spam. It's pinned. That was the moment that I realized that I found the best person I could have ever found. Because I love making fun of the fact that he's, not really, that he's not really, like, he hates the fact that he's like, I'm not French. But that was actually almost a week before he told me that he liked me. I compared him to Coco, and I said, and instead of getting like supremely pissed, he just responded back, and I quote, I'm not French nor your sugar daddy. And I literally laughed so hard at work I had to stop. My boss was like, what are you laughing at? And I thought to myself, good lord, I love him, he's so funny. Because most people would just be like, that's not funny, and he thought it was hilarious. But and that's when I realized I could be mean-spirited, but he wasn't someone that seemed like he was going to hold it against me. Because, usually when you love someone, they want you to be nice to them. Mm-hmm. And I can be nice to him, and I can tease him. And that's the thing that I love. Is I want you to tease the person I'm in love with.
That actually segues into the next question was, what is your favorite way of messing with each other?
I tease him again! I call him French. It's like, I'm not French. And he's like, but yeah, you're French-Canadian, so that comes first.
I like just calling her out on things she does, or just and she just gave me a finger. Thank you. What
I also love messing with him, and this is one way that some people might think is ridiculous, but he hates when I say I love you more. He gets so mad. Because he's like, no, we love each other the same. Like now, whenever I say it, he'll actually look at me and be like, no, don't do that. His expression is adorable. He's caught between I love her and God, I hate this bitch.
Is that a direct quote from Pierre?
No.
No.
You don't seem like the kind of guy that would ever say anything awful about anyone. You just seem like a very sweet
No, that's
dude.
the thing. He doesn't.
I don't.
He teases me. Don't let him lie to you. He does tease me.
Yeah. And
And
I get the mean, but I don't necessarily do it to people that I'm indifferent to or in good relationship. So I'm still able to hate people.
Mm-hmm. We had that conversation last night.
And the next question we have here is, this kind of like sum up everything that we already talked about. Like, what is your favorite thing about each other?
If I had to pick one thing, it's probably, and I tell him this often, it's the seriousness with which he approaches things.
Mhm.
He doesn't take anything lightly. Like even if like it's the thing is, and he told me this, he showed me this a couple of weeks ago, and I thought it was like I didn't think anything of it. Like sometimes I've been adding in names into my Discord, like for him to translate. Usually they're in Japanese, and he'll go and translate, and he's kept a running list of them, all the things that I've put in there. Like that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. As he said, is important because I'm going in and I'm looking up how to put it in there, and I'm looking at it and I'm putting it in there, and he's going back in. He knows that I'm taking a few minutes out of my day to go and figure out something for him to think about, and so he keeps it. Why wouldn't I love him?
Just using him for his interpretation skills. I like it.
And for me, it was being. I guess I told it a few times in the Discord server, but just the feeling of belonging and being equal to somebody. I just. How can I describe it?
He said he feels safe with me.
I feel safe and equal. I can play with her. I can compete with her.
Mm-hmm.
I can.
Kicked my ass on Smash last night. I'm gonna own up to that.
Who's your
I
main?
thought it was not that. It did not go the way I thought it would.
Yep. And just being equal in so many ways. Fiona is also creative. I read some of her stuff. And I'm also an artist, even if I'm not doing a lot of art these days because I'm really busy. But
You could always stay. You know, it's just be like, I'm gonna stay here for a while. I'm not coming back to life. If you can find you a job, you can work. You can get your American citizenship. You can ditch that. You can ditch Canada. Come to the United States. Come to the good guys, and stay in the land forever.
guys,
So
that's something we talk about actually.
Yeah, it is.
oh,
It's, with everything being long distance, that's something that we have.
Yeah, it's a conversation that naturally comes up.
It's still not fixed on any. Well, I'm lying because I'm thinking that I'm going to move to Atlanta because with my degree I can go about anywhere I want and get an easy visa in America. So that's what I want to try.
do it. Just
Well,
make sure you don't declare your maple syrup this time. Get used to the Vermont style, whatever we have here in the States.
Yeah, I guess I will have to settle for the main stuff. That's not the same, but
You'll be fine. So normally this is the first kind of like duo one. I've talked with Ali and Jolly on theirs, but I knew them before. So I have a couple questions, kind of like for stereo, but you can chime in too.
yeah, go for it.
One thing we always like to talk about is like the origin of how you got like your gamer tag. So your stereo missile. How'd you get that? How'd you pick that as like a name that you use as a gamer tag?
Okay, so I partially talk about that I'm also creative. I'm trying to write, and I have the stories which add a band into it. So I was looking for a name for this band, and I was trying to be a bit cheeky about this name, and I was trying to make like a reverse name from another band.
Mhm.
I was thinking like instead of being like Metric the band, it would be Imperial the band. Instead of being down, so I don't have any idea. But there was this local band that is called Monogrenade.
Mhm.
And I thought I could name my band Stereo Missile. And I love this name so much that I kept it, and I'm using it as my gamer tag now. That is kind of unique. It's free about anywhere. I think the only place that and I wasn't able to get it is like Twitter and Pokemon Go.
Really?
Yep.
So you
And
just,
that
you just made a name, and it just kind of took. That's a cool combo. It's just like a cool flow. Stereo Missile. I like it.
um,
And then the next question that I usually ask is, "What's your favorite dinosaur?"
I was expecting this one, but really I will be a really boring answer, but I'll just say the T-Rex.
T-Rex.
T-Rex, yep.
It's a good answer. I mean, it's a classical answer. It's kind of what everyone always thinks of. I mean, I'm always going to be Team Triceratops. Nothing's changed my mind yet.
That's a good pick. Yeah, that's a good pick. Yeah.
So are you two? Okay, I guess the new question I can add to my repertoire now is, who do you want to win the Game of Thrones?
Yeah. Oh, I won. So I'm really deep into the lore of Game of Thrones, and I guess that will be Jon Snow. I'm pretty sure it will be this guy. Just because the whole prophecy about Azor Ahai, Lightbringer,
Mhm.
and I'm forgetting the names. And the show has so many parallelism. Things begin and something else happened to the character that calls back to the same thing. Like one example that I'm taking and bringing a lot is way that Jamie killed the king and become the Kingslayer.
Mhm.
And this show having so many parallelism, I'm thinking that he's going to kill Cersei the same way to you become the king and queen slayer.
I wouldn't mind him killing Cersei. She sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know any of the lore of everything. I just want Bronn to win because he's my favorite.
You know that I told that Bronn is going to be hated at the end of the season, right?
I'll never hate him. I also hate Tyrion.
Yeah,
So
the actor said that people will hate him at the end of the season.
I root for bad guys in all shows, so I will never not be Team Bronn. I'm currently looking at my Bronn Funko Pop and looking
Bronn
at
is not
longingly.
Every time I think of Bronn, I think of that one scene where it's like, "Who is that? That's Jamie fucking Lannister."
My all-time favorite scene from Bronn is where he kills the guy in the knight from the Vale, and she's like, "You don't fight with honor."
Oh, yeah.
And he just looks at her. He's like, "Yeah." I always I rooted for Ramsay. I root for Bronn. I rooted for the Mountain. For as pacifist of a dude I am, as soft and sensitive as a boy I am. I'm all about the bad guys. I don't know what it is. I'm just. I guess I'm just living out what I would rather be. That sounds like a conversation for a therapist, not a podcast. Are you two excited to watch it tonight? Now you before you watched it on Rabbit, right?
Yes.
Together?
Yes.
Oh, so today you're getting the real thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. We are at about 49 minutes in, but it is 8 o'clock. I can keep going a little bit longer if you would like to, or if you want to spend more of your time together.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Cool. I got a little message from here. Oh, it's just Jolly saying something ridiculous. I'll look at that later. So yeah, this has been a great conversation so far. I don't. I'm starting to know you a little bit more, and I didn't really know much. When Fiona was first on the show, I didn't really know her at all. Our first interaction was me saying an accidental mean thing and, and not going well. I apologized, but I don't. I think we've never really directly talked before this, so this has been a great learning experience. Finding out more about you, Pierre. I'm gonna call you Pierre because I actually really like that name. But is there anything about you that no one knows about, like something you're proud of that you want to share? Because you mentioned earlier you're like more of a more I guess not withdrawn, but a little more introverted. Is there anything you want people in the Discord who are listening to know about you?
No. That's a good question.
Yeah, they think like secret talents, like interests that people wouldn't assume you were into.
Well, like I told previously, I'm writing. I'm not really good at it, but I do. I was also really into graphic novels, and I was making graphic novels when I was a bit younger. I won prize, but at this point, it's almost like another life. But I did it, and I want to do it again.
I like your art. I like when you do your I really like the drawing you did of you as Diva, or like at least a little like face mask stuff. I thought that was cool, and we definitely need to get together to do our collaborative art stream one of these days.
Yes, we should do this.
Yeah. I actually spent this morning looking for my stylus for my little tablet, but I don't know where the hell it is.
You lost it. No.
Yeah.
Things are so expensive. Don't do that.
Yeah. I got it for like $20 on Amazon.
Really?
Hello, Sachin20. I'm probably saying your name horribly wrong. Welcome. This is an interview show where I'm talking with some of my friends from our Overwatch Discord. This is Pierre and Fiona. They are hanging out currently in Georgia, and we're just been shooting the shit about life, what it's like to be a Canadian in America, talking about Game of Thrones, Overwatch, a lot of cool stuff. So if you have any questions you'd like to ask our guests, feel free to put them in the comments, and we'll relay it to our guests. We actually have a question from my friend Jonathan, aka Varoche. Who do you think is the best written character in Game of Thrones? Who do you think let me rephrase that so actually it says what his question is. Who do you think the best written character in Game of Thrones currently is?
That's a good question. I think all the Lannisters are well written. They subvert so many of their tropes. Like Jaime was like the evil knight in shiny armor. Now he's like Ewan 180-degree back, and he's now more of a good guy now, I guess. Tyrion is like the smart character. Cersei's the perfect bad guy. And also Papa Lannister, I don't remember his name at all. It's been so long since I watched the series entirely, but he was also...
The dad?
Huh? Yeah, the dad.
Tywin, yeah.
Tywin, thank you. Yeah, but only these four. The other Lannister that we saw. Interesting.
I don't think Tyrion's as smart as he thinks he is. I used to be really into Tyrion. Now as like through the series is going, I'm like, this guy's not particularly all that great.
Well, to be fair, in the last few seasons after he left King's Landing, his writing got a bit astray. He was way more interesting when he was king, trying to save his life, than he was being the king of.
I still find I like Bronn. He's one of my favorite characters. I really like Davos. I've never read the books, but I have listened to like so many podcasts, or like I think it's like Alt Shift X or somebody on YouTube who does like amazing recaps of all the series. So I've never read the books, but I love learning about all the backstories. And I'm not really a big like reader of nonfiction. Or I'm not a reader of fiction. I like nonfiction biographies, but I started the first book and I made it like a first chapter, and I'm like I thought my brain was going to explode. Did you? So it was. I'll just watch the show. It's the same thing to me.
I've heard the books are a hard read. Sorry.
I'm not a big reader. I've never my one thing that I tell people that's my deepest darkest secrets is that I've never read Harry Potter, and it's like people are furious at me for never reading their childhood books. And it's like I've never seen the movies either.
You didn't? Wow.
No, never seen the movie. Whenever somebody makes like a Harry Potter reference, I'm just like, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. I don't know what a Dobby is. Why does this person like suck so much? Or whatever the reference is. I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
Meanwhile, I read almost all of them.
Oh really? How much do you slip into French by accident when you're talking to V, or are you just?
I don't slip into French. What happens is sometimes I will. That's the funniest thing. Sometimes I will remember a word in French and not being able to remember in English, and I will remember a word in English and not be able to remember in French. So sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm speaking French, and that's my main language, the one I was born with, and I don't remember a word, but I know it in English. Holy shit, what is happening?
I barely speak English well. I can't imagine being fluent in two different languages. That's incredible.
I speak two languages, so I understand you.
Yeah, I mean, his English is great, but I won't lie, I love correcting him. It's more tense than anything that he gets wrong. Or if he uses plural as well, he doesn't need plural.
So I follow a lot of like French Canadian athletes, and what's something I've always noticed is they either put or they don't put the plurals on words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I find that awesome. I personally think it's great.
This is funny because plural English is so.
I will never give an immigrant shit about learning English because this language is stupid.
Yep.
Yeah, English is so easy to learn.
Yeah.
There's not too many exceptions. I think Fiona is going to shoot herself before what she's going to start learning, because she's spoiler alert, she's going to learn.
Yep. Don't act like it's a spoiler alert. It's abundantly clear.
Yeah.
I know a little bit. Mostly, I remember the exact reason that I wanted to quit him. He told me, I want to be able to tell you cute things in French. And I thought, good enough for me. Okay.
you should just get like a dictionary, and whenever he says something, he's like, "Oh, I'll say it again." Like, look at it with a book, and like he's like flipping through the pages, like, "Aww." So you're from Quebec. What's it like over there? What do you do outside Overwatch besides doing all your programming? Let me rephrase that question. What do you do when you're at home? What do you do in Quebec?
I go to my internship. I study. So when I'm not playing with my partner, I'm either studying or wanting to shoot myself because I'm working way too much on either school or work.
How's the internship going for you?
It's going great. It's really boring. I'm working I used to work in the financial department of the Quebec government. I'm working to the immigration department. The immigration. The international relationship department of the Quebec government. So we don't have actual emphasis like a country has, but we have other kind of stuff to create relationship with other countries and states.
Mhm.
And that's about what I'm going to talk about because I think I'm on a non-disclosure
Oh
agreement.
shit! I'm not. I don't want you
I
to
won't
keep
talk
doing
too much about it
Uh-oh.
on
Sorry,
record.
Canada. I didn't mean to expose your secrets.
It's alright. It's alright. I told what I could talk.
Good. Is this a master's degree? Is that a Canadian thing? I don't know.
No, it's actually a Quebec thing. We have different school system.
Mm.
So the closest thing that I could describe what I'm doing is a technical degree. It's not university level, not quite. There's a lot of equivalent, but it's not level. But I can do about anything computer science graduate could do.
Mm.
There's no low level stuff like OS things. I won't be able to make a Windows. I will make you an app though.
Oh. The official Joe app. I might have to ask you for some help on that if I ever become big and famous.
Well, I gave what is it? Trap a code on what I could do. So if you want to do like I need 200,000 advance in 2 years.
About that. I'll give you $20. Handshake. No.
I can
That's
give
cool,
you with $20. I can give you 10 minutes of my time.
Oh, Jesus Christ! What are you gonna charge me for this tonight?
Yeah. So I will write like 2 lines, and that will be it.
Damn. That's cool though. I don't know anything about computers. I'll pay you in exposure.
You know that I'm also an artist, and that's like
It's the worst. It's the worst sentence you can say to someone. But it's like, but I'll give you exposure. It's like I can't eat exposure. I'm not gonna feed my kids exposure or name value. Hell no.
I cannot pay my bills with exposure. I cannot pay the material I use to create whatever you wanted to make. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I cannot pay the material I use to create the thing you wanted with exposure. I cannot.
Yeah, it's awful. Don't let anyone ever do anything for free. Make money as much as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of your coding, you talked about your graphic novel background. When did you kind of start finding out you had talent in art?
Wow. Okay, that was when I was 5 years old.
Hmm.
So I was a Nintendo. Okay,
Hmm.
I had a Nintendo 64, and I really liked it. Super Mario, and I started to make fun art about it, and things got out of control, and I'm an artist now.
Hmm.
Or used to be. I don't know what I should describe myself as, but
What's your favorite N64 game?
my favorite what?
Nintendo 64 game.
N64 game. That's a good question. I guess multiplayer would be the original Smash Bros. My favorite single player be the Banjo-Kazooie series.
The Banjo-Kazooie series?
Banjo-Kazooie series.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's one I had that for Xbox. I never played it on 64. I have my 60. I just found my 64. It was buried in my drawer of stuff. So if I ever get it all modded together, I'd get it going in HD. I'm waiting for a Nintendo 64 Classic Edition from Nintendo.
Mhm.
I would just throw money at them to relaunch all that stuff. I already bought the Super Nintendo one. I would love an N64 one.
Yeah, no, I kinda sold my N64 to buy 3DS. I got no, I sold my Nintendo 64 to get a Wii U, and
Oh boy.
I had so many rare games that I got $400 with it.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's not
these
too
things
bad.
were valuable, and I sold them for a Wii U.
Oh man.
Kind of a loss.
Yeah.
And but
The Wii U was a loss in general.
in general, yeah.
I'm a big Nintendo guy, and I had the last I bought a Wii. I traded in my PS3 for a Wii U, and I'm like, I should just get the PS3.
And I traded my Wii U for a PS4.
Hmm.
I think things got better.
Do you have a Switch?
No, I do not. I cannot really afford it right now.
Hmm.
When he comes to live with me, he'll have mine. I keep trying to bait him in. I'm like, I've got one.
Don't leave. Just stay there. Well, graduate and then move back and play Switch all the time.
Exactly. He
Mhm.
gets it.
All right. Well, this has been a great conversation. I've learned a lot. I've learned your story. It's fantastic. I learned a bit more about you, Pierre, about your background as a Canadian. I've learned this has been really great, but I think it's almost Game of Thrones time, and I think I've run out of questions. I got a lot of great questions from people, and I've learned a lot. And I want to thank you too for coming out onto the Who Do You Know Joe show. The one cool thing about the tag that I have for this show is I always ask, who do I know? And now I can say I know Pierre and I know Fiona even more. So thank you all for coming out. This has been great.
Thanks for having us, Joe.
Yeah. Before we go, you excited for Game of Thrones tonight?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, who do you think the first major character who dies? Who do you got?
Hmm.
Are we going on like realistic or ideals? Because I have one for each.
Both. Whoever you want to kill and who you want to kill and who you think will be killed.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I want Sansa to die. I know she won't. Damn, I'm annoyed with her.
Sansa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just please, Sansa, just please go away. I'm sorry, but you are more intrusively adoring than
Oh no.
lately.
I don't know. Is that a hot take? I don't know.
Probably.
I'm okay with it.
I just feel like Jon goes out to do exactly what he save, and I'm just like, come on now. What did you do?
I feel like she's playing the long game, and I think she's finally starting to understand her role. Like she doesn't have the power, but she has all. I think all the things she learned from Littlefinger, that she's playing all these subtle roles now. I personally think she's going to win at the end. I think she's the only one sensible enough to live. I wouldn't be surprised if Sansa wins. As long as the Hound survives, I don't really care who else
he
dies.
better.
He's my. I take it back. Okay, I have three favorite characters: Davos, Bronn, and the Hound. But I don't really care who dies. But Pierre, who you got?
The what?
The Clegane Bowl. I
The
still
Clegane
need
Bowl.
it. Yeah.
I cannot wait to see the Mountain and Hound fighting together. That would be amazing.
It should be pretty rad. But who do you think is going to die first?
First, that's a good question. I think they're going to bring back Ghost
Oh,
and kill him. That's my guess, because almost every other wolf died, and they had metaphorical sense to it. Like Winter died, Summer died to Winter. I don't remember the other one. Where they all add a name that add some sense to the character, and they died, and so that's shown like the storyline being done in a sense, or the character changing. And I'm guessing that Ghost is going to be the next one.
So you're thinking a direwolf's gonna go first.
Yep.
Okay. I'm thinking. Who do I think's gonna die first? Probably Tormund. I feel like when that kid almost got him, I was gonna be really upset. But if he goes, I'm not gonna be too heartbroken by it. Maybe Brienne. I think Brienne might die first. I don't know why.
I hope not.
But they need those giant babies.
Yeah.
It would be
I need
giant
that ship.
babies.
I need that ship.
All right. Speaking, that's one ship that might be happening, but we got a ship right in front of us that is. So, yeah, this has been a great episode, and I'm gonna let you all go and do my wrap ups. But if anything else you want to plug before I let you go.
No, I just want to say, he's mine. I just want to make sure everybody knows that I love Pierre and he is mine.
There's. I want maybe to plug my stream.
Sure.
It's not active right now, but I'm planning to make it more active. I'm on an half because then I will be free as a bird.
Great. Yeah. Plug away. Put it in the comments. I'm going to put it on YouTube, and yeah, we'll keep it up and active whenever you're active again.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, folks. I'm gonna let them click into the quit button. So goodbye to them, and we're gonna wrap this up in a little bit. But this has been a pretty interesting episode. I learned a lot about someone who I didn't know all that well. I got to know even more about someone who I consider a friend in fee, and got to learn about the origin of how they got together, how the Georgian and a French Canadian met online and fell in love, and it's the modern everyday love story. So let me get my wrap-up music going. And yes, Jonathan, I have my thing queued up to raid someone. I'm not a fool. Who am I raiding? I think it's Felgoth. Do I have that set up? Do I? Oh, okay, I do. So yeah, have a good night, everyone, and I hope you enjoy tonight's Game of Thrones, and have a good night.